Welcome to the Autocar India podcast, and with me today is Hormazd Sorabjee. We are just days away from the Auto Expo 2016. And Hormazd, what are your predictions? Is this going to be the biggest Auto Expo ever?
Yeah, this is the biggest Auto Expo, and I think this is a time when the industry comes forward and puts their best foot forward with the best products, and a lot to see, a lot of manufacturers obviously launching new models, new variants, that sort of thing. So clearly I think this is going to be a show where not just for us who track the industry, for the punter or the consumer as well, looking to buy his new car, this is the ideal place to have a look at what's coming when. And what you're going to see now is cars that are going to be launched at the expo and something that's coming in the next 24 months. So really it's a look into the future, and the future starts now.
So the punter will have 85 new models to choose from or to lay eyes on. So out of these, which one will be the one that Indian car buyers will be most excited by?
Well, I think obviously the ones which focus on the affordable end, the mass end of the market, the cars that are catering to the largest segments, those are the ones obviously which we will be focusing on. Those are the ones which are the most significant. There's a lot of eye candy as well, but I think if you look at it, the ones that really make the difference are the cars that sell in big numbers, and it's Maruti who everyone will be looking at because they are launching their Vitara Brezza, a compact SUV. I think that is going to be possibly the most significant launch of the Auto Expo, and significant for various reasons, because number one, it comes from Maruti. When Maruti launches a product, everyone sits up and takes notice. Secondly, it's going to be a compact SUV, so that is a very hot space, and again Maruti is really making its first entry into that space. So that's something which one is looking at, and again Maruti hasn't really been too successful with SUVs, so I think this might be the turning point. And the fact that Maruti is not selling it through their Nexa premium channel but through the regular channel, which is aiming at the masses. So again, like they've done with the Baleno, I think Maruti wants to prove a point, and with the Vitara Brezza show that it can do SUVs and it can be successful with them.
So if Maruti is banking on the Brezza, then what about its competition?
Well, I think you've got others also looking at the compact SUV space, and I think the most significant after the Brezza probably is a Honda BRV. It's going to be more expensive than the Brezza. It sits in a higher segment than the Brezza does. It's slightly larger. It's not a sub 4 meter SUV. It's bigger. In fact, it's a 7-seater, and I think that's the uniqueness of the BRV, because it's the only SUV in its category which has 7 seats. So that has its advantages, and Honda is banking on that to really entice buyers.
Okay, apart from these, will there be any global unveils?
Well, I think in terms of global unveil, the first one is going to be the Volkswagen Ameo, which is the first sub 4 meter sedan from Volkswagen. Obviously the market is just India, so this is the place where they will make its global unveil. It's based on the Polo with a boot on it, so really I think this is a show of Volkswagen's commitment to the Indian market, so that's a very significant car. I think you've got Tata with the, they've got a whole range of products. They're going to be showing the Zika with the boot on, so the 3-box version of it, and I believe it's got a very large boot, largest in its class. We're going to be seeing a compact SUV from them. So in terms of global unveil, there are going to be models which are very specific to India, which the world is going to be seeing for the first time.
Any other significant cars that we should be keeping our tabs on?
Well, I think there are quite a few. The ones I would pick is the new Toyota Innova. Now the Innova is the king of the road as far as transporting people goes. It's reigned supreme for over 10 years, and after 10 years Toyota has finally decided to replace it with an all new one. So that's really big news. We've done an exclusive drive on it in Indonesia on our show, and what we've seen, that the first take on it is that it is very luxurious. It's definitely a step above. It's more powerful, has many more features, it's got an automatic for the first time. The interiors are not so utilitarian, they're very plush, very luxury car like, but the key point is this car is going to be expensive. As it is an Innova, on the road is in places like Mumbai around 18 lakhs. This could breach the 20 lakh barrier, which is a lot for an Innova, but so strong is the brand, so strong is the promise of reliability and trouble-free ownership, people might just lap it up.
All right, we'll come back to this conversation after this short word from our sponsors. Narrowed down on your dream car? Before you buy, head to carloan.kotak.com and check out a wide range of new, used and refinanced car loans. It's hassle-free. In fact, your loan could be approved in just 2 days. And if it's a customized scheme you're looking for, they have you covered. Call 1-800-419-0090. Visit carloan.kotak.com or email carloans@kotak.com. There will be a couple of companies that will be staying away from the expo. Any lights as to why they choose not to be part of the expo?
Yeah, you've got companies like Skoda. Well, frankly, Skoda really don't have a new launch around the corner. So I think strategically they've decided to stay away. Obviously, they do some will do it for cost reasons. Bajaj is another company which has not been there. They're launching their bikes before. Some feel that they might get lost in the noise of the expo, and they have to really spend a lot to shout above that noise. But I think everyone is there because the Auto Expo is a time when the whole industry gets together, and I think it's really a fantastic event which is getting better and better. The organization was brilliant last year, and I think it's going to be even better this year.
So you mentioned the industry coming together at the Auto Expo, and the Auto Expo is taking place just in the aftermath of the diesel ban. So do you think there'll be a collective response from the auto industry to this?
Yes, it is a hot topic right now, the Delhi diesel ban, and clearly the Auto Expo is taking place in the backdrop of that. Well, significantly, it's not in Delhi, it's in Greater Noida, if that means anything.
Yeah, Delhi NCR.
So exactly, but I think clearly, it is a big issue. I think you will see a lot of manufacturers talking about new powertrains which are moving away from diesel. So there'll be talk of petrols, there'll be talk of downsized diesel, there'll be talk of CNG, hybrids, that sort of thing. In fact, we've got Honda launching the Accord in a hybrid version. We've got Nissan launching the X-Trail in a hybrid version. These are all hybrid petrols. Now, typically these segments are very diesel driven, but there is clearly a shift going towards hybrid. Personally, I think diesel is not as murderous as it's made out to be, and clearly, but this is a directive which has come and industry has to follow. So I think a lot of debate going on this side, and clearly there will be a lot of talk about the diesel issue in India.
And any cars that you're personally really excited by?
Yeah, I have to say I'm looking forward to the new Ford Mustang because really it's an iconic car. It's now come in right-hand drive version. So for me, that's really going to be special. I think the new Audi R8 also is something which, it's a very evolved car from the older one. Doesn't look very different, but again, really a really spectacular supercar over there. The Mercedes GLC, I think that also is going to be a very significant car. I mean, plugs a sweet spot which was very glaring in Mercedes's product portfolio. So I think that's really a very significant car, especially for Mercedes, and it fits into the luxury space where it's a good combination of price and size.
So we're all set for a busy next week, aren't we?
Absolutely. So I think we're all looking forward to it. It's going to be really tiring. We are going to be walked off our feet, going from one hall to another. And I think looking forward to many more podcasts.
So stay tuned for a lot of coverage from the 2016 Delhi Auto Expo right here on Autocar India.